Hello, this is Jialin. I'm a youth at GCBCR, and today I would like to share with you a little passage we went over this Thursday night at John's boys small group meeting. Shout out to that, 7:30 to 9, but it definitely always goes later than 9. Okay, so it's John 11, and I would like to share a little part of it where I believe is very relevant to what's going on in the world. So I'm going to start from verse 1 and then go to verse 6. Now, a certain man was ill, Lazarus of Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. It was Mary who anointed the Lord with ointment and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Lazarus was ill. So the sisters sent to him, saying, Lord, he whom you love is ill. But when Jesus heard it, he said, This illness does not lead to death. It is for the glory of God, so that the Son of God may be glorified through it. Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. So when he heard that Lazarus was ill, he stayed 2 days longer in the place where he was. So a really big problem or question we had with this passage was, it stated that Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus, but it said that Jesus waited 2 days longer to go. And we found that very strange because that's 2 days that Jesus could have, I guess, went and healed Lazarus just in that time, but instead he chose to wait 2 days longer, and this caused Lazarus to die, and a lot of grief for Martha, Mary, and a lot of people. And we found that very strange. And what's happening here is actually very similar to what's happening with this coronavirus situation. At least for myself and some other people, I believe, are like me, who think that, why doesn't God just wave his hands and make this whole situation go away, just like the storm? Because it is well within God's powers to do that, but he doesn't. And I believe this passage gives us an insight into why this is happening. So first, Jesus said that this illness does not lead to death. It is for the glory of God, so that the Son of God may be glorified through it. Now when Jesus said this, he knows that he's going to bring Lazarus back to life. And Jesus states that all of this is for the glory of God, and through Lazarus' illness, so the Son of God will be glorified. And it's the same with this whole coronavirus thing, that through this this is a great opportunity to glorify God. It's almost a once in a lifetime opportunity to do so. Us as Christians can glorify God by standing out, helping the community, and be set apart from non-believers who might just be minding their own business or just quarantining at their own house. And the second thing that this passage reveals to us is that through these trials and tribulations, God is actually training us. As he said to the disciples later, he said to them, And for your sake I am glad that I was not there, so that you may believe. So another reason for this 2 days wait was to train the disciples. And throughout this coronavirus, this very long, drawn out process, we need to think it as a way God is training us, and that we need to be steadfast and keep our faith strong, because when we come out of this, our faith will be so much stronger than it was before. And I believe that we need to keep everything in perspective, that God is the creator and he is in control of everything, and it will never be outside of God's control, and that can be very comforting, especially in this time of seeming chaos and anxiety. Yeah. Alright, have a nice day. That's all.